Shields came into my life a few times, and I wasn't ready to really admit I had a problem. I didn't even see I had a problem. I was born and raised into a domestic violence, alcoholic family where the boundaries were fluid. Nobody knew where anybody began and where the other one ended. I just recently told our program manager, you know, at our family functions, that's what you do. You get drunk. And that's what's normal. You send the kids to go get you a beer, and they crack it, and they take a few sips before they give it to you. And he just told me, no, Angie, that's not normal. And so that's where it began. I was the only non-Caucasian in my family, so when you saw our family pictures, it was all these blue eyes, blonde hair, red hair, and then there's this, I was called the pinto bean. So I never had a sense of belonging or fitting in, and that's what I yearned for. So I went to the streets at a young age. I got involved with drugs and alcohol and gang banging and selling drugs at 12 years old. My family I got involved with petty theft and a criminal lifestyle very young, and my family would buy the things from me that I would find. So they were total enablers. I got involved with abusive relationships because that's what I came from. That it's normal to get hit. That's what families do. They physically fight. I bore a 13-year-old child from my first long relationship. I eventually left him. He was incarcerated 36 years to life. Recently passed away in 2010 while incarcerated. I met another love of my life, which was another abusive relationship, and had my 5-year-old. I lost my DCFS, Department of Children and Family Services, came into my life in 2009, where I knew I needed something. I wasn't happy, I wasn't content, there was something missing, I needed more. I sought out one-on-one therapy, parenting class, anything to help me. And I shared into a therapy group some of the things that were occurring at home, some of the tussles and the physical engagement between the father and I. And they told me, I have to call. We have to call the Department of Children and Family Services. And domestic violence was so normal to me, I'm like, call them. It's nothing. And they came with car seats. And I told them my story, and they said, no, Angelina, you're minimalizing. You're minimalizing what's going on in your home. And they took my girls. The longest 5 days of my life, from a Wednesday to a Monday, they said, you remove this abuser from your home and we will give him back. So it wasn't even an option. You have to go. These are my lives. So he left. And the whole time dealing with the first 8 months, dealing with the Department of Children and Family Services, it was a fight. You're telling me what to do, I'm an adult, I know what to do, so it was just a fight. And finally I just gave up. I'm not gonna win. And I started listening, and I started learning and growing, and this isn't normal. It's not normal to be scared. It's not normal to be hit and to fear. You have to walk on eggshells, and what are you gonna think, what are you gonna say? That's not normal. So I ended the relationship, but there was still mental health and drug abuse that I wasn't able to come to grips with. I can tell you about being hit, but I'm not going to tell you about smoking weed and drinking. So with domestic violence now gone, and I'm still got this postpartum depression. My brother was murdered in '99, and all this stuff, and drug abuse just kept flourishing and growing. And I finally ended up losing my home in '09. Losing a 2-bedroom home that was bought for me into a motel room with now these 2 girls looking at me, Mommy, what are you gonna do? How does anybody lose their home, move into a motel room and be sober? That wasn't even an option for me. I can't feel this. I can't feel what I did to these 2 precious lives. An organization came into my life. They brought me to a wonderful shelter. I figured, okay, well, I'm away from the city. I cannot use drugs. I'm cured. I lost my oldest daughter's father in 2010, went to go to the funeral, stayed with the family for a few days, and immediately picked up. That's how you deal, that's how you not feel. You do drugs. I went back to the organization. They, for whatever reason, God tested me and said, no, you can't stay here. You can go to an inpatient. Unfortunately, your 12-year-old won't be able to go. What do I do? What do I do? It's a mad scramble. I can go down and live on a bus bench and have both my girls, or I can find somewhere to go for her to go and I can really get help. I found a family member in Arizona and I sent her there for 3 months. In this treatment facility, I have a 5-year-old who has been diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder with bouts of aggression. They removed her from the on-site daycare for the facility. I put her into another facility for her issues where I can continue my inpatient. She was removed from that for aggressive behavior. The facility then told me, the inpatient facility then told me, you can't stay. You can't program. Your daughter is having these issues. You can't be here. My 12-year-old is having issues where she's at. She's calling, crying. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm having to walk out these doors and with nowhere to go, knowing I'm going to use because I can't feel this stuff. And there was an alumni that works at this inpatient facility. And she said, go to this place and they'll help you. And it was raining that day. So my heart, I'm not going, I'm not taking my baby in the rain. And they said, okay, well by the end of the day, then you'll have your stuff packed and you'll be leaving. And you know what, fine. And we went into this lunchroom and they had the skylights and it was, the clouds parted it and it was sunny. I kind of bowed my head and I humbled myself and I said, okay, I have to go. This is my opportunity. That was my God saying go. And I went. I went to Western Imperial and I was there for hours and I just spilled it. I've been using drugs for 20 years. I just spilled it. And they said, we'll let you know by Friday. And Friday came and I called and they said, we're going to pick you up on Tuesday. You and your girls can come because you know that facility didn't take my girl. So when I came here Monday and they dropped my oldest daughter off at the other treatment facility and I came here, it was a Monday or Tuesday and I seen this big old apartment complex and I'm here with my 2 girls and it was just a breath of fresh air. And this is my second chance. That's what I truly believe. This is my second chance in life. And I just want to give back now to what has been given to me. Shields will forever be in my life. I am forever indebted to Kathy's dream and her desire. And just to touch another woman's life, let alone a multiple of families, that's what I have to do in my future.